outside? Listen guys, I go outside in my bathrobe. It's dark outside, no one can see me, and frankly I don't really care. So don't judge me. You guys want to see how terrible it looks? So you guys can see, this is why I stay in my bathrobe, so that I can come back in and just have this little cozy moment. Now that it is dark outside when I wake up and it's getting colder, these just like little cozy moments, I don't know, they seriously warm my heart. Not to be so cheesy, but these are the little moments that I love in the morning, and I just feel like it gives me a moment to myself before I have to go and like really get into it and start my day and everything. So it's a little bit after 7. I'm gonna just read for a tiny bit, sip on my tea, and then we'll keep moving. By the way, you guys, this book is so good. I'm almost done. I don't think I'm gonna finish it this morning because I still have quite a few pages left, but I'm dying to know how it ends. I'm really, really enjoying this. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I said that weird. Welcome back to my channel. I'm putting my Aura ring back on. Okay, it's been a while since I filmed my last clip. It's 10 minutes to 9 a.m. I've just been participating in the morning rush, which is what I call it. When JS gets home from the gym and my like moment of me time is over, and we basically just work together to get him out of the house, get us both fed, coffees made, etc. So it's like making breakfast, making coffees, making lunch, and him getting out of the house, also cleaning up after. The morning rush is real, and there's only one of us leaving the house, which is crazy. But anyways, now I've got the house back to myself because I work from home, and I am just gonna like continue on with my day, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me through this day. We're gonna do a little day in the life today. Maybe we'll continue into tomorrow, maybe not, just depends how today goes. Specifically in this vlog, I kind of just wanted to show you guys like my work day as a YouTuber, as a content creator, and kind of take you guys behind the scenes of what that work is like. I feel like I talk a lot about my copywriting job, and recently I've been showing you guys some behind the scenes of teaching Pilates. But it's been a while since I did like the behind the scenes of content creation. So that's what we're doing today. A little earlier, I made a smoothie. Look at the color of this thing, you guys. It's so beautiful. This is a dragon fruit and pomegranate coconut cream protein smoothie. Pretty gourmet. Can you guys see? It's like super frothy. Anyway, I got a bunch of frozen tropical fruit when I went to, what's it called? TNT the other weekend. And I finally decided to put it to the test today. I had a little sip earlier and it's really good. I might have put a little too much coconut cream. It's like a little overpowering. But anyway, that is super nice. In case anyone is new, my name's Zoe, and like you heard earlier, I work 3 jobs, which is a little crazy. And on my channel, I love to talk about lifestyle and personal finance. And I always say we are on a mission to live our healthy and wealthy best lives. So if that is your vibe, make sure you're subscribed. That's my little poem for you. So before I park myself at my desk and get into like work stuff, I have one more thing to do for my morning routine. And that is my morning workout. I have been thinking a lot lately about identity and just like my habits and the things I tell myself and how all of these little things make up my identity or my kind of version, like the version of myself that I think that I am and that I tell myself that I am. I'm gonna give you guys a really concrete example. 2 years ago, I constantly told myself that I could not cook, that I was a bad cook, that I didn't like cooking, and that I would just basically never be able to be a good cook. I realized that this is a story that I was telling myself and this is a narrative that I was feeding myself, but I didn't want that to be my identity anymore. And so I kind of broke through that and learned how to cook. And by no means am I a professional chef or even the best cook out there, but I'm learning and I'm getting better, and I no longer feel like not cooking is part of my identity. The same was true of budgeting all those years ago when I started my budgeting journey. I used to say that like being a shopaholic and being bad with money was kind of part of my identity because of the stories that I told myself. And now it's the complete opposite. I mean, I still feel like I struggle with the shopping a little bit, but being a budgeting girly is now part of my identity. And we're gonna do a lot of budgeting later on today. Once I realized this, and once I realized this whole, I don't wanna call it a phenomenon, but like, once you kind of realize that the stories that you tell yourself become who you are and become how you live, it actually becomes so easy to change because all you have to do is start telling yourself a different story. And it's not gonna happen overnight, but that's how you get the ball rolling. So you guys, I know I'm rambling so much right here at the beginning of the vlog, but with there being only 2 months left in the year, I just kind of had this reawakening of like, I wanna finish the year feeling proud of myself. I wanna finish the year feeling strong and feeling accomplished. And so what are some of these stories that I wanna keep working on rewriting so that I can enter 2026 feeling really good and excited to continue on with my progress? Does that make sense? I made a full video about like how I'm locking in for the last 2 months of the year, so you guys can check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, it just got me super motivated, and it's not about completely changing my persona. It's not about like adding, you know, a 20-step routine and changing all this stuff. And like, I really wanted it to be manageable. And so there are 2 things that I am focusing on from now until the end of the year that I am making a part of my identity and just kind of making them a non-negotiable. One of those things is a daily workout, and specifically doing it in the morning. I have realized that if I don't do my workout before I start my workday, pretty much it is not going to get done. If the workout is not done before noon, it's just the chances are like 95% chance that it's not getting done. So I'm gonna go do that right now before I start my workday. I used to be really like anal about starting work at 9 a.m. to feel like I had some sort of structure. Because as a freelancer, whether that's content creation or for copywriting, I don't really have a schedule. And I know a lot of people dream about not having a schedule, but it has downsides too, which is that your day lacks a certain sense of structure. So anyways, I was forcing myself to start work at 9 a.m., but then my morning was too rushed. I wouldn't get my workout in. I'd tell myself I'd do it later. I would never do it. And then I would feel disappointed with myself at the end of the day when I didn't keep that promise to myself. So I'm shifting the way that I talk about myself, and I'm trying to make a morning workout part of my identity. So I'm telling myself that I am like that girl that does her morning workout. That's who I am. That's how I want to be. So that's what I'm going to do. The second thing that I'm making part of my identity is training my dog, which is a whole other story, and we're gonna do that later. We're gonna make sure we get it done so you guys can hold me accountable. I better shut up. Classic Zoe with the 8-minute vlog intro. Let's head over to my little workout corner and see what the workout of the day is. Good morning, Maggie. So yeah, this is my little workout corner. I have a few sets of weights, and then I have my yoga mat. I also make sure that as soon as I change out of my pajamas, I put on a workout set. That way I'm just like ready to go, and really there's just no excuse. And I'm sure I've told you guys about this, but I use Form to do my workouts. It's seriously the best like online platform. I mean, I haven't tried that many, but I love it. They have like curated workout playlists and programs, so you don't even have to spend time searching for a video. It just like tells you what to do. I'm currently doing a mix of strength and Pilates. Yesterday was Pilates. Today is 30-minute lower body strength. So super nice. I also love how the workouts are only 30 minutes because I don't have that much patience from home. Especially like I find working out from home, it's like I'm working out, like my phone's right there and my computer and like everything. I'm looking around, I see the dust on the floor, like your mind can wander more during at-home workouts. So right now, especially as I'm still getting used to doing the home workouts, I find 30 minutes is kind of my max, but the workouts are super effective. They're really challenging. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off my slippers. I feel like I'm gonna need, oh, my big weights for today. I've got my cookie glasses on. That's what I've been calling them because of the reflection. You guys remember from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? Anyways, I look crazy. I do love these glasses though because they feel so, like I feel like I'm cosplay, like it's giving sexy secretary. So I feel like I'm extra productive when I wear them. It's like a mental trick of like, okay, I'm putting on my productive glasses. Anyway, I'm still working on my smoothie. I'm still in my workout clothes because I'm gonna go take a walk, like a long walk, and then I'll change. Or I won't. I might stay in these all day. So time to get organized for the day. I'm a little chilly because I just opened the window. I wanted some fresh air to come in. Time to get organized for the day. I kind of wrote down a bit of a to-do list yesterday, but I need to add on to it today. Was I like so hunched over there? Let's sit up straight. So like I said, I'm having a content day today. I do have one call about midday for copywriting, but that's fine. I'll just switch gears a little bit. It's not my favorite thing to switch gears, but it's just the way that it is. That's all I can say. Yeah. So I'm just writing in my Gentle Productivity Planner. These are still on sale. I think we did 20% off. So if you want to get one, you should get one. Some content days are more filming based. Some content days are more editing. Some are a mix of both. Today, I think is going to be purely editing. I did some filming yesterday, and so I just really want to crank out the editing. I've been filming a lot, and if I don't keep up with the editing, it's so easy to fall behind. Editing takes so long. I feel like that's something that people probably underestimate, especially when it comes to YouTube videos, and I like to post really long YouTube videos. It takes me probably, I've never actually timed how long it takes me to edit a video, which is totally something that I should do. But I would guess that from start to finish, like editing a video, including, you know, adding the music and adding the intros, it probably takes me 3 to 4 hours. Again, like depending on the length, depending on the style of video too. The more aesthetic a video is, the longer it takes. And then also videos that take a really long time are anything. Usually it's my money videos where there's like a screen overlay going on. So when I have to sync up me talking with a screen recording, like when I do my budget tracker, this takes a while as well. So editing takes a long time. I love editing, so I don't mind, but it's a type of task that I like to really dedicate concentrated time to and really like sit down and get it done. So that's what I want to do today. I have a vlog that I started that I want to finish. I'm going to put that as my #1 priority for the day. Finish vlog. And then my second priority of the day is going to be some short form content. This is something that I'm also trying to prioritize. I feel like as a content creator, I've always really felt like a YouTuber, and YouTube is the platform that I love the most. It's a platform that I'm most attached to, and it's also my biggest platform. It's my most monetized platform. It's the one that I am able to like actually earn an income from. I'll do Instagram partnerships from time to time, and when they happen, I'm really excited, but like not even close to being able to live off of that yet. What's interesting though is when it comes to working with brands, Instagram and TikTok is actually where the money is. Like brands are so much more familiar because it's short form. I feel like it's just easier for brands to understand. Typically on Instagram and TikTok, the entire video will be dedicated to that company. So for example, let's say Stanley sent me an email and they were like, oh, we want you to do a sponsored video. If it was a Stanley sponsored video for YouTube, there would be a little 2 to 3 to 5 minute clip in a 30 to 40-minute video talking about Stanley. I mean, Stanley's a weird example because it's a water bottle, so like I carry it with me throughout the day. Their ad is kind of buried in a longer form video. Versus if I was to do an Instagram sponsorship for Stanley, the video would be all about Stanley. It would be a 30-second to a minute long video all about that. So I feel like brands prefer that, which is fine, I understand. As a YouTuber, I think there's so much value in sponsored YouTube content because I think the level of trust on YouTube is a lot higher and the level of engagement is a lot higher. When you're scrolling on Instagram, you're scrolling versus when you're watching on YouTube, you're a little bit more tuned in. Some brands get that and they like working with YouTubers, and some brands I feel like just really focus on Instagram. However, seeing as I want this to be my job, something that I've had to like come to terms with is the fact that even though Instagram and TikTok aren't my favorite platforms, if I want to be able to make the most out of this as a job, as a career, I need to focus a little bit or a lot more on those platforms because that's where the money can be. So I find those platforms don't come so easily to me. I pick up the camera and I want to vlog, and I want to vlog every day, and I want to edit long form videos. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone to get more into short form as well. Plus the other good side of it, like totally apart from making money, is the short form content is another way to stay in touch with you guys, and it's a little bit more high touch, is that I can post more frequently so that you guys can comment and we can interact more frequently, and you can also DM me and like respond to stories. So you get more of that like everyday quick interaction versus a YouTube video that is a few times a week, but it's more long form. So in terms of connecting with an audience, it's really nice to be able to do both. That's my rant about the 2 or 3 social medias. A little secret between you and I is that if this wasn't my job, like let's say I stayed in consulting, or let's say I did Pilates full time, or I don't know, if my life was just different, I think I would watch YouTube videos. Like if you're like, Zoe, you cannot post on social media anymore, like you're done. I would definitely still watch YouTube videos. I would definitely use Pinterest, but I think I would not go on, like I think I would make a choice to not go on TikTok and not go on Instagram because they definitely have pros, but they have a lot of cons. So anyway, those are my thoughts. All that to say, I want to make some short form content, specifically wedding related. Yesterday, I posted a swipe through of me trying on wedding dresses, and I just want to like expand on that content a little bit. I want to make a video like rating the wedding dresses that I tried on and didn't choose, and I just love that sort of content. I did that on YouTube in my wedding episode, and now I want to just kind of double dip, I guess, and do that on Instagram as well. So I'm gonna just write down that I'm gonna do that wedding content. And then my third priority of the day, it's not gonna take long, but it's to train Maggie. So that is what's up. I have the call, like I said, I have little edits to do before the call. For copywriting, I think I said it. And then what else? There was something else I wanted to do. I don't know, it'll come back to me. So that's that for my agenda of the day. Oh my God, I remembered, it was the budgeting. It was the budgeting, that's big, and that takes some time. So I'll show you guys later the behind the scenes of my budgeting process and how I film my monthly reset and my monthly budgeting, because there's a lot of behind the scenes for that. I have to do all of the work before I sit down and film to like share. So budgeting, that like should also be a priority, but whatever, I'm gonna highlight it so that we know it's important. Okay, I know I've been talking for a while, you guys, but I actually just wanted to show you this one thing since we're talking about Instagram and TikTok. Part of the reason why I said like I feel like there's a lot of cons to those apps, and like we're not going to get into a whole discussion on that, but one thing for me that I really struggle with is self-control. Those apps are designed to be addicting, and I also recognize the irony or the hypocrisy of me like posting on Instagram and then also saying that like I think these apps are bad. I think these apps are good in reasonable doses. Where they become bad and dangerous is when you're spending hours a day on these apps. And I do that, okay? On the weekends, my screen time is disgusting. Like I can just mindlessly scroll and scroll and scroll. They're designed to be addicting and I fall right into the addiction. Since I'm not going to get rid of it completely, I need to set up barriers, and I got this brick. You guys have maybe seen ads for it or heard about it. It's a little device. There's a magnet on the back. It kind of sticks to my Stanley. So you can like stick it on your fridge. You can stick it, I stuck it on like the vent hood of on top of my oven. And what this does, there's a corresponding app. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just think it's sick. There's a corresponding app. You go into the app and you program the other apps that you want to control. So I have a problem with TikTok. I have a problem with Instagram. My biggest problem is Instagram. I can actually control myself on TikTok, believe it or not. I feel like most people, it's the opposite. My biggest thing is just Instagram, tapping through stories, swiping through reels, whatever. So I've blocked Instagram, I've blocked TikTok. I also blocked the YouTube apps because I have this bad habit of checking my YouTube stats like at any random time throughout the day. And if someone leaves like a rude comment and I check it right before bed, it will like ruin my night of sleep. So I wanted to set limits around that. If you get a lot of emails for work and you want to turn that off and like set boundaries between your work email or your teams or whatever, any app that is relevant for you that you want to set limitations on, you set that in the Brick app. Then it uses RFID. I literally sound like I'm doing an ad, but anyway. So then let's say you want to lock your phone, you tap your phone to the Brick. It will block you out of those apps, like fully block. You cannot go into those apps. You can't enter a password. You can't, nothing. It's blocked. The only way to then be able to go into those apps is to tap your phone to the Brick again. So I got this weekend. Love it. Love it. My phone is bricked right now. So I can show you guys. If I wanted to go in to Instagram, it just tells me that I can't. And I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Sometimes you just open Instagram or TikTok like mindlessly. It's like your fingers just go there and open it. And how many times have you like opened the app, been like, ugh, I don't want to be on, I have to like work to do, I have to study, whatever. And you close it and then you end up opening it back up. If you were a student, you need this. Like I would have been such a better student if I had this back in the day, because I would sit in the library for hours when I was supposed to be studying and just scroll on Instagram. Like the addiction runs deep. So I'm so happy to have one of these. It's crazy because I was gonna buy one. I saw the ads and I was like, oh my God, I am the #1 candidate for this. And then before I had the chance to actually go buy one, Brick reached out to me and they sent me one. So I think I'll have a discount code if you guys wanna try. I'm gonna buy one for JS because I just think it's such a good idea. I know it's a little bit ridiculous, but this is the reality of the world that we live in. When I posted about this on Instagram, I had a few people be like, why don't you just set screen time limitations? But you guys, the screen time limitation, all you have to do is tap and press 15 more minutes and it lets you back into the app. So that doesn't work for me. I will bypass the screen time limitation. I don't want to spend 3 hours a day on Instagram. I just don't. I don't think it's good for me. I don't think it's good for my mental health. I don't think it's good for my productivity. I don't think it's good for my physical health. Like there are other things we should be spending our time on. Like I said, a little bit is okay. Go ahead and follow me, okay? Look at my page for, you know, like, I'm just kidding guys, but like, it's nice to go on and to learn something and to get inspired, to see outfit ideas, to get parenting tips, I don't know, cleaning inspo, whatever it is. And then it's nice to put it away and kind of keep social media special by keeping it in small doses. So my phone's been bricked since last night. I will unbrick it momentarily, but I'm actually not gonna unbrick it until I do this editing or I do this work for a bit and then I go for a walk. I will find myself going on a walk and like scrolling on Instagram. It's like, hi, can I look at the beautiful houses in my neighborhood? Can I look at the beautiful sky? Can I list, like, it's just ridiculous. So I'm really happy to have this. And I just think it's a great investment in getting some of your time back. Let me know if you guys have one, if you're down to try. I think it's great. I think it costs like 50 bucks and I feel like it's worth it. Okay, enough talking. That's the behind the scenes of my life currently. I'm gonna get to work a little bit and then we'll go for a walk. have about 30 minutes until my call. I'm so hungry, so I'm gonna make lunch. I'm gonna do like a little snack plate of different things that are in my fridge. And featuring these crackers, which I've showed you guys before. They're like sourdough crackers. Insane, so good. I actually feel like I can't talk because I'm so hungry. We just did a really long walk. I just made a little snack plate for lunch. I feel like I'm missing something. I think I'll actually do some tomatoes. Oh my gosh, there's a candy in the tomatoes. I'll just rinse these and then, yeah, that's gonna be my lunch. I also brought out the cottage cheese so I could do like a cottage cheese and tomato situation. That's really good too. I have my call in about 15 minutes, so I gotta eat. In case you were wondering, I absolutely live for these little ambiance videos. This one's like a little too slow and calming for me though. I need like a little jazz, a little bit more upbeat for what we're about to do. I just made a hojicha. So it's like, let's say it's like the lower caffeine cousin of matcha. It's a different color. The color is not the most gorgeous. Okay, it's not like a normal matcha color, but it still tastes really good. And I just find it still gives me that like fun drink feeling, but for later in the day when I can't have as much caffeine. And we also got a yogurt bowl because that lunch was not enough for me. Okay, you guys, I am having a real energy dip, but I need to get back into it. You guys are crooked. So I'm severely stalling because my energy, like, it's just a classic 3 p.m. crush. I feel like I get this most days and I kind of just need to push through it. I promised you guys and I promised myself we would do some budgeting. I feel like I've been slacking a lot on my budgeting this month. I don't know why. No good reason, but we're gonna do it today, just starting to get prepped for the monthly turnover, the monthly reset. We will already be into November by the time you guys see this video, but I figured it's still nice to kind of show you guys the behind the scenes. So I always like to have a little piece of paper or notebook beside me when I do my budgeting. I do track everything in my budget tracker, but there are certain things that I also like to write down by hand just because I find it helps me turn the budgeting into almost like a journaling, and I don't know, it makes me feel a little bit more connected to it. It helps me keep my thoughts together and I just like it. So I will usually just take like one blank sheet of paper. I'll do like a total of my income for the month, which I will get from my budget tracker. I can do a total of anything that is on my credit cards. So I just kind of check on everything. I do some like quick maths based on what is in my account, what has to go for taxes, what is then left over, and that allows me to decide how much I have to put towards saving and investing. And then I'll also just kind of write down like where I want that to go because I have different savings accounts, different investing accounts, and I will just kind of draw all of that out. But we're actually not at that step yet. The first thing that I need to do is input any spending from the weekend. So I already input the groceries this morning from my groceries cash envelope, but I have some dining out to input as well. So I just like to make sure that every dollar that I spent is accounted for. It's just very important to me so that I can get that kind of full picture. And I like to do this before I go check my credit cards or anything, because then I can see the breakdown of spending by category. It does inevitably happen that I go out for dinner and the place doesn't accept cash, or I don't have my cash envelope. So there will be amounts on my credit card, and I will usually try and reconcile that by taking cash out of the corresponding envelope and putting it into my spent on credit, which I can show you guys. So I will have this cash here, which will go back into the ATM, which is a later step. So anyways, I'm just gonna start. I have this one receipt. I got dessert at Tim Hortons the other night. That was Friday night. I was working late, so we went out we had like takeout. It was really fun. Dining out. I got I got us 2 donuts from Tim Hortons and it was only $4. It was like the cheapest dessert ever. Perfect. And that night I also did, I did grab the takeout. We got Bustan. And this was an instance where I placed the order in advance, so I couldn't pay with cash, which means I'm gonna have to pay myself back. It came to $40. So I take out the cash from here. I make sure it's written down in my budget tracker, and then I put it inside the spent on credit envelope. On Saturday, Maggie went to a dog sitter and I booked that through Rover. So that also automatically goes on your credit card because you can't pay through cash. You like have a secure payment through the app. And it looks like Maggie's budget is empty. So I went over on that budget. It was $44 for the Rover. $44 to get my dog watched for, I think I dropped her off around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 hours. Not terrible, not terrible. Less than $10 an hour. Okay. Whenever I have like small change left in my envelope, I like to take it out and I put it inside my piggy bank. She's actually getting quite heavy. Oh, she's chipped. So I'm gonna have to bring her to the coin machine. We can empty it out. That's like a fun sort of pre-New Year's clean slate thing to do. Okay, so now all of my spending is input. Like I said, the month isn't fully over, so there may be some more things that I can add, but I can tab over to October's tab. I know I'm not showing you guys anything because I'm going to show you in the proper video. I can see my budget at a glance, so I can just see how everything's going. Another thing I like to do as we approach the end of the month is not just rely on the physical receipts and my memory, but actually go through my credit card statements as well to make sure that everything is truly accounted for. Things like parking and stuff, this always ends up going on my credit card. I find it's really interesting how much spending is done digitally now. But even though that's the case, I still follow the cash envelopes because it just helps me so much. So even though it's not necessarily convenient, I don't know, it's still really important to me and I still really enjoy it. So the next thing I'm gonna do, you guys, is I should have received all of my payments by now, or most of them, for October. So I'm gonna go into my bank. I also have a spreadsheet that I keep on the side. So I have my budget tracker where I track my income, but then I also have a separate spreadsheet where I track my income. This allows me to see all of my income in a list. And because I'm a freelancer, I do have to take money off and put it towards taxes. So it's just a way for me to like double validate my income. I track what I took off and what I sent to taxes. It's just basically for my personal accounting so that I can do my taxes and so that I can also have an idea of like how much I'm making in a year and all of that. So I have 3 tabs open at once. I have my budget tracker, my online banking, and my income tracker spreadsheet. And I'm toggling between all of these to make sure that everything is basically like triple accounted for. Once all of those steps are done, I'm starting to feel a lot more like cleaned up and ready to conclude the month. Then I'm able to write everything down, pay off my credit cards, put money into savings. This is all the stuff that you see in the monthly reset video. I usually set my budget for the next month ahead of filming that video because it allows me to go to the ATM in advance of filming instead of filming, pausing, going to the ATM, and then coming back. It just speeds up the filming process and makes it a lot more seamless. It's also better for like lighting, that I don't like start filming in the morning and then finish in the afternoon and then like the lighting's different. It's not a huge deal, but it's just way more seamless. At the same time that I will go get next month's budget, I will also drop off the spent on credit, and then I'm able to use that money to pay off my credit cards. I'm usually able to be a little bit in advance of paying off my credit cards, so it's ideal if I don't have to rely on this money to pay it off, but sometimes it happens that I need it and then I just have to go to the ATM faster. But everything's synced up so that I can really do all the transfers, do the budgeting, like do everything at the end of the month. And that's just personally how I like it. So I'm just getting ahead of everything right now. I'm gonna go and look at my income, like I said, but I'm gonna turn the camera off for that part because I gotta go like into my bank account and I just don't want to risk anything, any personal info being shown. Like, this is what I want to be doing right now. I'm so jealous. Sorry guys, I know I keep hopping in, but when I wanted to share with you guys a little money saving hack that I just learned. So when you feel like shopping, when you are window shopping, maybe online, you got something in your cart and you're like, let me just think about it. Let me just hold off for a minute. For example, I currently have 2 sweaters from H&M in my cart that I am like so tempted to pull the trigger on. Even though I told myself I would not buy clothes for the entire month of November, I'm like, going through and combing through my credit card statements, seeing all the things that I bought last month that I already forgot about. This is gonna be like, oh yeah, let me close those tabs right now. Little reminder of all the money you've spent, all the things you already have, all the things you maybe just bought. Perfect way to kill your itch to shop. What's up, my angel? What's up? You been sleeping all day? Yeah. Guys. Oh, I fully thought there was like... Okay, I am done for now. I think I just spent almost 2 hours doing all that budgeting because there was some business stuff mixed in there too. So that's why it takes me so long. I feel so glad that I got that done. It's always like refreshing and a weight off my shoulders. And we had that bonus win of getting me to close my H&M tab. I have one more thing work-wise that I would like to get done today, which would just be editing a reel like I told you guys about at the beginning of the day. But before I do that, I need to take a little break. And more importantly, and we're gonna put the 2 into 1, I need to do Maggie's training. I am seriously just locking back in on her separation anxiety training. And like we talked about this morning with the whole like identity thing, having a dog with separation anxiety has become a huge part of my identity because it really changes your life when your dog cannot be left alone. I feel like because I've almost accepted that as my identity, it's stopped me from continuing to push through and keep training her. A lot of the blocks are like me personally because I'm just so scared to fail. So I am in the process of rewriting my identity to no longer think of myself as girl whose dog has separation anxiety, but to think of myself as girl who is training her dog to stay home alone. So that means no matter what, no matter how busy I am, no matter how tired I am, taking the time to train her every day. So part of the training is that we have to tire out the dog, which is something I really genuinely do my best to do every single day. So it's nice because going outside to do that, it also serves as a break for me. So I want to go do that now. It's a little past 5 and the sun is gonna start setting soon, which is so crazy. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll clean up the kitchen from the day, just like tidy up the apartment. I'm going to see my friend Camilla tonight because we're gonna watch Dancing with the Stars together. So yeah, I don't know. Depending on when she gets home from work, maybe I'll have time to do the reel, maybe I won't, but it's not the end of the world. If I don't, it'll get pushed to tomorrow. Anyway, you guys, I feel like that is a wrap on this vlog. It was very chatty. I low-key feel like it was kind of boring because I didn't really do much, but that's a day in my life. Yeah, I feel like the behind the scenes of content creation is really a desk job and I'm so grateful for it because it's a desk job that I love. I published a video this morning and just reading the comments and to know that you guys are happy when I post a vlog and that it like keeps you company while you're working or while you're eating lunch or while you're walking on the treadmill, putting away laundry, whatever it may be, that fills my heart with so much joy and gratitude. So I really want to end on that note. You guys seriously make my life better. Content creation is my dream job and it seriously pinched me like that I get to sit around and edit vlogs and edit videos and call that work is a dream come true. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting and just being here. I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.